Hi, this is Robert Colquhoun, Director of International Campaigns for 40 Days for Life, and I am at 108 Whitfield Street, the former abortion centre, formerly known as Mary Stopes International, now MSI Reproductive Choices. This is the latest abortion centre to close in the United Kingdom on the 28th of May 2021. It's where our first ever 40 Days for Life campaign started in the United Kingdom, and I'm so happy that this abortion centre has finally closed. Praise be Jesus Christ. This is something that can happen where you live, and if this can happen in London, in the United Kingdom, it can happen anywhere. This is an iconic flagship building. You can see the blue plaque. If you're famous in London, you get a blue plaque. Mary Stopes was a eugenicist who wrote love letters to Adolf Hitler. This is her flagship central London building. They've got a time capsule in here laden with pornography. In the book, Brian Clouds' book, Mary Stopes Explodes, it explains the time capsule that's here in the building. And to know that this abortion centre is finally closed, no more abortions will ever take place in this building because it closed on the 28th of May 2021, G.K. Chesterton's birthday. Chesterton Estate Agents is also in charge of selling this building. It's a 5-storey central London building worth millions of pounds, and if this can happen here in London, it can happen anywhere. It can happen in your town, and expect miracles to happen through your 40 Days for Life campaign. I never thought I'd be making this video. This is where our campaign first started. We saw 6 babies saved from abortion at this very site, our first campaign in 2010. We've had an almost permanent vigil here since the last 11 years, led by the exemplary Good Counsel Network, who've helped to save hundreds of babies at this very centre. And it was the second day of our first ever campaign. A young man talked to our volunteers for 15 minutes. He walked into this building, got his girlfriend out, never to leave again. That was our first save on day 2. We saw 6 saves on our first campaign. So another woman had a dream the night before that her baby was calling out to her saying, "Mummy, mummy, please don't abort me." She chose life after talking to a counsellor. Any tangible need that any of these women have had, we've been able to offer help, love, acceptance, and alternative to abortion. Another woman walked down the line of volunteers we had, saying, "Thank you so much for being here. I'm so lucky that you were here. I would have had the abortion if it was not for you." So I'm in awe of the great work of the Good Counsel Network. Opposite here is a student hall of residence. They've been mocking our volunteers for years with signs, pouring water over our volunteers, mocking them with signs saying, "I'm giving up my pro-life protest for Lent this year, and you can't sing," etc, etc. But we really had the last laugh here, because abortions will no longer take place in this building. The international headquarters of Mary Stopes is just 2 blocks away from here, and how incredible, how wonderful to know that there won't be any more abortions happening here. This is an unthinkable result for us here in London. Now, pills by post mean that half the abortions are taking place at home as things stand in the United Kingdom, and that means that large busy centres like this one are getting half the women coming for appointments, and this is one of the reasons that they're closing, along with Brighton and Streatham that has closed recently. So maybe you feel called to leadership. Maybe you'll be making a video outside your abortion centre one day, celebrating the fact that there will be no longer abortions happening there, and pray and discern how God can use you to save lives where you live. Maybe it's being a leader, maybe it's being a volunteer, prayer warrior, community outreach director. Whichever way God calls you to lead a campaign, pray and discern and answer his call, because if you are called to lead, maybe you can save lives in the community where you live. Maybe you will see the similar results that we've seen. Women avoiding a lifetime of regrets, avoiding abortion, offered help, alternatives. That is something that really is definitely possible, knowing with God all things are possible. So praise be Jesus Christ. This place is now closed. I'm in awe of what God has done through the incredible volunteers, the leaders, the Good Counsel Network, everyone who's made this possible. I'm looking forward to the end of abortion in the United Kingdom, and when no more women will cry from the wounds of abortion and no more babies will die. Praise be Jesus Christ, and thank you so much for watching today.